Making the headlines this morning, President Buhari taxed parents on child upbringing. Wife of the governor, Dr. Obiano, calls for collective effort to protect children from drug abuse. Federal government urged to map up illegal firearms ahead of Kogi governorship election. And on the foreign scene, French police arrest suspects over Lyon bomb blast. My name is Chidima Oranwa, and you're welcome to the news at 7. Children world over have been advised to desist from the use of abusive and addictive substance. President Muhammadu Buhari made the call at Alexa Kwame Square in Oka on the occasion of the 2019 National Children's Day celebration. President Buhari, who was represented by Willie Obiano through the Secretary to the State Government, Professor Solochukwu Lobelu, in an address called for collective effort for all the relevant stakeholders, including the adolescents themselves, in addressing the challenge of drug abuse so as to avert the consequences of social vices and secure a better future for the children and the nation. President Buhari further called on parents as immediate agents of socialization to monitor the activities of their children by spending more quality time with them, assuring of government's commitment in ensuring a drug abuse-free society. In her address, the Commissioner for Women and Children Affairs, Lady Ndidi Mezue, who commended the state government efforts in ensuring a brighter future for Anambra children, assured of more commitment towards ensuring that the society is free from drug abuse. The event was attended by stakeholders in the education sector, including Commissioner for Basic Education, Professor Kate Omenora, other government functionaries, as well as the Managing Director and Chief Executive Officer of the Anambra Broadcasting Service, Chief Uchawara. This year's event, which has its theme as Drug Abuse Among Children, Addressing the Challenges, also featured march past and cultural performances. Governor Willie Obiano has praised the authorities of the University of Nigeria, Nsukka, for choosing Professor Charles Igwe as the Vice-Chancellor of the institution from June 15. A statement signed by the State Commissioner for Information and Public Enlightenment, Mr. Sidan Adinoba, disclosed that the success of Professor Benjamin Ozumba, whose tenure will expire on June 14, was announced on Thursday by Chief Michael Olorufemi, the University of Nigeria Pro-Chancellor and Chairman of the Governing Council. We have details from our studios.
The statement quoted Obiano in a letter to the new Vice-Chancellor said, all the people involved in the process leading to the emergence of Professor Igwe were truly guided by a sense of history and a strong commitment to the growth of the university, adding that Professor Igwe was chosen by fellow academics and a few others involved purely on merit. It noted that the choice was an acute acknowledgement that the only way the University of Nigeria, established by the Great Zik of Africa in 1960 to restore the dignity of man, can fulfill its historic mission is to make meritocracy a way of life, which should be reflected in the admission of students, in the hiring and promotion of the staff, and in the appointment of principal officers. It assured that the Anambra State government will support the new Vice-Chancellor in the mission to restore the dignity of Africans and all black people in the global scheme of things.
Wife of Anambra State Governor and founder of Caring Family Enhancement Initiative, CAFE, Chief Mrs. Ebele Chukwuobiano, has called for concerted efforts by parents, guardians, and policymakers to save children from the scourge of drug and substance abuse. Congratulating the young ones on this year's Children's Day, Chief Mrs. Obiano noted that the future of average Nigerian child is threatened by the reported alarming increase in the abuse of drugs by many within the age of 0 to 17 years. We also have details.
Chief Mrs. Obiano, in a statement signed on her behalf by the Chief Media Officer, Mr. Emeka Ozumba, in commemoration of the 2019 Children's Day celebration, said the theme, drug abuse among children, addressing the challenges, was very apt and called for urgent action by parents and all stakeholders to stop the act. She decried the debilitating effects of the indulgence that is denying youths the much desired future as leaders of tomorrow, and quoted experts and saying that psychoactive drugs such as codeine and tramadol affect the user's ability to reason and give him a false sense of well-being. The governor's wife, however, commended the National Drugs Law Enforcement Agency (NDLEA) for its consistency in the fight against drug abuse among children and youths by identifying the triggers which lead them into injecting prohibited substances, which often embolden them to engage in crimes, and challenged parents and other stakeholders to intensify efforts in saving the children from this harmful trend. She stated that the prevailing socioeconomic factors of poverty and privation are major contributors and causes for worry, but noted that parents should improve in their parenting duties and be aware of the kind of friends they keep and the places they go to. She also called for measures to stem negative peer influences, anxiety, and desire by the youths to hide their weakness and run away from problems rather than taking responsibility. She also commended the Anambra state government for providing safety cushions for children through child-friendly policies that have seen them excel at all levels of education and global competitions, assuring that her NGO, CAFE, will remain steadfast in its support of government initiatives, while her advocacy for good maternal and child health care will be sustained.
Anambra Police Commander has described as false and misleading publication by an online platform, Everyday News, alleging that 3 farmers were killed by suspected Fulani herdsmen in Unando Otu community in Anambra East local government area. In a release signed by the Police Public Relations Officer, SP Haruna Mohammed, for the State Commissioner of Police, CP Mustafa Dandaura, said the publication is not only false, but misleading, probably orchestrated by mischief makers who were bent on portraying the state in bad light in order to achieve their selfish interests. We have details from our studios.
The statement categorically stated that no such incident happened in any part of the state, as adequate security measures have been put in place to address such problems, noting that since the proactive steps taken by the state government and security agencies, including setting up of Cattle Farmers Menace Committee, conflicts between farmers and herds have been amicably resolved. It explained that other measures taken by the command include deployment of additional units of police mobile force, 24 hours visibility patrols, intelligence gathering, and area surveillance in order to ensure safety and security in the affected areas and throughout the state. The statement, which warned persons circulating the fake news to desist forthwith or face the full weight of the law, urged the general public to disregard such mischievous publication and go about their legitimate businesses.
Nigerians have been advised to explore emerging opportunities in the real estate sector. The chairman and Torino Investment Nigeria Limited, Mr. Anthony Dike, said that real estate business is the new style of making genuine money as the company holds investment summit in Oka. Chibuzo Okoye has details.
Addressing participants at the summit, Mr. Adikeku said that Torino Investment and Networking Company Limited actually started 6 years ago in Lagos State, explained that the company is now a brand name in genuine real estate business, as any land or property acquired from them is genuine, safe and secured. Mr. Adikeku noted that they have lands at Ibejuleki, Lagos, Nkwele Zunanka, Umueri, Kanu, and Abuja, as well as partnering with the state government in marketing Eagle Estate. Maintained that the company is out to empower people financially, even as he called on the Anambra to start bringing their investments home in the spirit of Akuluno mantra.
We actually want to make people understand that real estate business can fetch you money without investing too much or even investing anything. The country is hard, people need multiple streams of income. That's why we're coming up with this.
2 of the participants, Mr. Okechukwane from Enugu State and Mrs. Ifoma Tabo, said that they have learned a lot about the dynamism of real estate business from the investment summit.
A lot of money to be made from getting involved in the business, and I hope as I go out and think about everything I learned and convince myself to go into the business, I'll explore.
The company equally said that anybody that helps in marketing their lands anywhere in Nigeria will get 10% bonus and some other incentives depending on the size of the transaction. A question and answer session featured at the summit in Oka. It's been Chibuzo Okoye for ABS News.
Thank you, Chibuzo, for that report. Now, national news. The federal government has been told to, as a matter of urgency, map up illegal firearms that are in the hands of hoodlums in Kogi State before the November 16 governorship election. A group under the aegis of Salvage Movement for a Better Kogi State urged the federal government through security agencies to conduct discreet investigations and search in all the 21 local government areas in the state with a view to fishing out illegal firearms. In a press statement made available to newsmen in Lokoja and signed by the chairman of the group, Comrade Hassan Isaki, it said the number of arms and ammunition in the hands of inappropriate persons in the state was appallingly worrisome and dangerous to all peace-loving people of the state. And now business news. The organized private sector, OPS, has lamented that the protracted gridlock on port access roads has forced many companies to either close down permanently or relocate from Apapa completely. Speaking on behalf of the OPS Director General of Nigeria Employers Consultative Association, NECA, Mr. Timothy Olawale, called on the Vice President, who is the chairman of the Presidential Task Force on Apapa gridlock, to bring his commitment to be on Apapa gridlock conjurum. The NECA board lamented the colossal loss incurred by companies involved in the importation of sensitive raw materials, noting that aside from the physical and psychological trauma experienced by individuals, the extent of man-hour loss for organizations was enormous. On the foreign scene of French police have arrested a 24-year-old man suspected of being behind last week's bomb blast in the central city of Lyon that injured 13 people. French Interior Minister Christophe Castaner announced the arrest, but did not provide further details on the suspect or where he was arrested. Security camera footage of the incident showed the partially masked suspect wheeling a bicycle to the scene before leaving a bag outside a branch of the popular bakery chain. The case has been handled as a terrorism investigation given the circumstances of their attack, committed in broad daylight, and the use of explosive device capable of hitting a large number of people with screws and metal balls packed into a bag. And on the sporting scene, for the smooth running of activities of the Nigeria Olympics Committee, NOC, the board has constituted new commissions and committees to pilot its affairs within the stipulated rules and regulations that govern the Olympics movement. The new commissions and committees will engage in a range of activities throughout the year. They will support the Olympics movement and help progress in topics such as the development of sports for all, cooperation with public and private organizations to place sports at the service of mankind. They will also see the promotion of ethics and fair play, fight against doping, place premium awareness on environmental problems, as well as seek financial and educational support, amongst others, for the NOC. And that's it on the news. But before we go, a quick reminder that you can follow news and programs on ABS from any part of the world by liking our Facebook page at ABS Radio Television. Subscribe to our YouTube at youtube.com/ABS Radio TV online. Follow us on Twitter at ABS Radio TV and on Instagram at ABS Radio TV. You can also log onto our website at www.absradiotv.com. And now the recap of our major stories. President Buhari has taxed parents on child upbringing. Wife of the governor, Dr. Mrs. Obiano, has called for collective efforts to protect children from drug abuse. Federal government has been urged to map up illegal firearms ahead of Kogi governorship election. And on the foreign scene, we reported that French police have arrested suspects over Lyon bomb blast. And that's the size of our package this morning. Many thanks for joining us. My name is Chidima Orangwa. Enjoy the rest of your day.